In the heart of the Midwest, there is a region, known to locals as the lonely region. It is a vast expanse of wilderness that stretches for miles in every direction, where few people dare to venture. Legend has it that the lonely region is cursed, and that those who enter it never return. Some say that the spirits of the dead haunt the land, seeking revenge on those who dare to disturb the eternal rest. Despite the warnings, a group of adventurous teenagers decided to explore the lonely region. They had heard the stories, but they didn't believe in ghosts. They packed their bags and set out on a hike through the wilderness, determined to uncover the secrets of the lonely region. As they trekked deeper into the wilderness, the group began to notice strange occurrences. Their compasses began to spin uncontrollably, and their maps seemed to be leading them in circles. They heard eerie noises in the night, whispers in the wind that seemed to be calling their names. Despite their growing unease, the teenagers pressed on. They were determined to solve the mystery of the lonely region, no matter what dangers they might face. One night, as they set up camp, they saw a figure in the distance. It was a tall, shadowy figure that seemed to be watching them from afar. They tried to call out, but the figure disappeared into the darkness. The next day, the group stumbled upon an old, abandoned cabin. It was the only sign of human habitation they had seen since entering the lonely region. They cautiously entered the cabin, searching for clues about its former inhabitants. Inside, they found a journal that belonged to a man who had lived in the cabin years ago. His entries spoke of strange occurrences in the region, of ghosts and spirits that haunted the land. The man had become convinced that the lonely region was cursed, and that no one should ever enter it. As the sun began to set, the group decided to spend the night in the cabin. They lit a fire and settled in for the night, hoping to get some rest before continuing their journey. But as the night wore on, strange things began to happen. The fire flickered and danced, casting eerie shadows on the walls. The group heard footsteps outside the cabin, and the sound of whispers in the wind. Suddenly, the door to the cabin creaked open. The teenagers froze in terror as a ghostly figure floated into the room. It was the man from the journal, his eyes hollow and filled with a cold, otherworldly light. The ghostly man spoke in a voice that echoed through the cabin, warning the teenagers to leave the lonely region before it was too late. He told them of the curse that had befallen the land, and the spirits that haunted it. The teenagers fled the cabin in terror, running as fast as they could through the wilderness. They could hear the ghostly man's voice behind them, urging them to leave the lonely region and never return. As they emerged from the lonely region, the teenagers were shaken, but alive. They had experienced things that they could not explain, things that would stay with them for the rest of their lives. And they knew, without a doubt, that the lonely region was cursed, and that no one should ever enter it again.